you, Supervisor Hahn. Let's give her a round of applause, a true profile in courage. There comes a time when one must ask a position that is neither, or one must take a position that's neither safe, nor politic, nor popular. He must take it because his conscience tells him it's the right thing to do. That's why we're here today. That's a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. Good morning. My name is Steve Bradford, and I'm the senator from the 35th Senate District, just a little east of here. And I'm the chair of the Legislative Black Caucus, and I'm also the appointee to the new formed State Reparations Task Force that starts this year. I am the author of SB796, the bill that will finally allow the Bruce Beach to be returned to its rightful owners, the Bruce's family. Let me take this off. The residents of Manhattan Beach and all of California face an uncomfortable history dictated, by racism and fear, and resulting in the loss of land and property. Sadly, the Bruce story is not unique story here in California but across this nation. As stated in 1912, Charles and Willa Bruce were a young black couple who created the West Coast's first beach resort owned by and meant for black Americans. Under their leadership, Bruce's Beach became a lively and flourishing resort. Soon, a half dozen other black families purchased land and established their own property right here in this area. As Manhattan Beach black community grew, resentment, animosity, and hatred from the city's white residents was growing as well. Between the years of 1912 and 1924, these black-owned properties experienced tremendous amounts of hatred, harassment, hostility, and violence at the hands of the Ku Klux Klan, who cold-bloodedly and live of the color of their skin. Earlier this week, the City of Manhattan Beach City Council adopted a statement of acknowledgement condemning the history of the Bruce's Beach. But I say it was tepid at best. It was far from a full-throated apology that this community and in this state and in the South Bay never disappeared. I grew up here in the South Bay. My family was the first black family on my street. I rode my bikes with my white friends through this beach as a kid, and I know the difference between how I was treated and my friends were treated. But recent events have proven that now is the time for major change, and the public wants to see justice done, not hollow lip service and empty promises. Legislation like SB 796 and Dr. Shirley Weber, who's now our Secretary of State, AB 3121, will explore the possibilities of reparations and set a powerful precedent for compensation that is owed to African Americans in this country. This bill will set yet another example of our ability to recognize and actually respond to the racist wrongs of the past if we choose to do so. As a member of the task force to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans, I think if you can inherit generational wealth in this country, you should be able to inherit generational debt. And this state, this nation owes a debt to the African American community. I hope that the action we take today will serve as a turning point in California's history and will be remembered as the beginning of a long journey towards restitution for descendants of slaves and all of Black Californians. I would like to thank County Supervisor Janice Hahn and her team for their work and leadership in bringing us together and for moving this restitution forward. Janice Hahn, as you all know, comes from a family that has a long history for fighting for social and racial justice, and she's a true face and example of a profile in courage. With the support of Supervisor Hahn and Supervisor Holly Mitchell, I look forward to working with the county to get this legislation signed into law this year. I also want to thank my fellow legislators who are the co-authors. Senator Ben Allen has stated, Assemblywoman Autumn Burke, who can join us,